Your fairy light update for this video. Fairy lights are up. You may be wondering why they're not turned on. I don't have batteries. When it fell down, like one of the batteries just like got lost somewhere. It's like run away. It's like, no, I don't want to be part of your fairy lights anymore. I can't do bit voices. My voice is gone. I wasn't going to record a voice today, but then I started talking to Harry, and like my voice like came back slightly. And now my parents went out, so it's the perfect time to make a video. Because as we all know, I don't make videos when my parents are in, because they might think I'm a bit crazier than they already think I am. But like if I'm just talking to myself, because they don't understand the internet, they don't understand anything. They're my little known fact about me. Little known fact: my parents are Amish. Right now, just churning butter. Just that's where they've gone. They've gone out to get more. One of their sticks broke, like the little wooden stick where they like churn it. They were churning earlier, and they were churning too vigorously. They went too hard on the old churn. Yeah, they were churning too vigorously, and my stepmom, she was like, Steve, fucking stop churning, you're going to break the churner again, and then we're going to have to go out, we're going to have to buy a new churner. And then he was like, no, I must get this butter done. And then he churned the butter. It was too hard. The churner broke. They've gone out to go buy another churner. But yeah, I'm talking to Harry, and they're like, oh, she's summoning the devil, when actually I'm just playing World of Warcraft. Like, past Georgia, when she made the fucking light fantastic, she never thought that this would be what became of it. Fucking this. This is like actual, like the quality of like the light fantastic is here, and then the quality of like, oh, it's like, okay, it's like image 09818 numbers is like here, and then the light fantastic is like here, and then like it's like slowly gone up, and then there was like a dip in like, what was the dip? The spiderweb video, and then this one's like all the way up here. This, you may think that because this is the top of the frame, you may think that that's as high as I can go with quality, but like, object permanence exists, Anna. We've discussed this in the past. Just because you can't see things. Oh no, my hand's gone. No, Anna, don't worry. You just can't see it. I can't. That's as good as this is getting. This video. You know how I talked about object permanence? This is where the video is gonna end. This is that up there. I couldn't even touch this video. Look, I can see it right now. I can see the heights of comedy that this video has reached. I cannot touch them. They are far above me. This is not good. You know what I really hate? BuzzFeed articles. I saw like, well, not like BuzzFeed articles, like clickbaity articles that are like, let's ignore that, like 2 minute section where I just made mouth noises. And now, mouth noises. I really hate like clickbaity articles on the internet that are like, you just missed. I saw like a thing that was like, you just missed Rick and Morty's reference to Game of Thrones in, because I searched Game of Thrones, or maybe I searched Rick and Morty, I can't remember. I like both of those shows like equally, and I searched it on Monday, so like they were both like really high up in like the ratings of like news, and it showed up on Google News when I searched it, because sometimes you search through Google News, like like search a keyword in Google News, and I'm like, I'm interested in like what the most recent news for this like keyword that I searched is, and I searched Game of Thrones, and Google News came up, and it said like, you just missed Rick and Morty's reference to Game of Thrones in the latest end credit scene, and I'm like, excuse me, Mr. Clickbaity article, you don't know for a fact that I missed that reference that Rick and Morty made. I could have got that reference and then seen it and then thought, oh, a reference? I thought I got the reference, but this article's telling me I didn't get this reference. Well, this article clearly informs me that I am wrong in what I was thinking. And then that poor person who you proved wrong article, that poor person has to go rethink their life because of you. I hope you're happy, BuzzFeed writer Amy Rutter. Look at this face. This is the face of shame. This article does the exact same thing. She didn't write the Rick and Morty Game of Thrones clickbaity article thing. She wrote, 22 things, 22 slightly odd things. They're not like fully odd and they're not like fully normal. They're just like a little bit odd. It's like here is like the center. It's like just like here. It's like not like full dictatorship. It's like just here. If this is like centralist, it's like just here. 22 slightly odd things everyone on a gluten-free diet has done. Now, this poor gluten-free person, they go onto their favourite website, BuzzFeed, because they're gluten-free, so of course they love BuzzFeed. I mean, like, that's like how, like, it works. Like, you are only gluten-free if you like BuzzFeed. It's like a hot tub in a time. It's like a hot tub in a time machine. No, it's like a hot tub in a jacuzzi. All jacuzzis are hot tubs. No, all hot tubs are jacuzzis. Where was I? Was this? Oh yeah. All BuzzFeed readers are gluten-free. Not all gluten-free people are BuzzFeed readers. Yes. Poor new gluten-free person who's never been on BuzzFeed before. They go to BuzzFeed. They search, oh, let me search the most important thing to me, because while they might not be on BuzzFeed, being gluten-free is the most important thing to them. Unless they're like celiac or something and there's like a decent reason for them to be gluten-free. I mean, like, I don't judge you if you're celiac and you'll like literally end up in a coma. If you eat gluten, get some bread in your mouth. Oh, why didn't you like bread? Oh, bread's spicy. There's poor celiacs out there who can't eat bread. You are doing those celiacs a disservice. You need to eat. We should all be eating twice the amount of bread that you are actually. You, Anna, how many pieces of bread did you eat today? Probably none. I'd be surprised. Oh no, wait, you went. You went for lunch. No, you didn't have Subway. You went for lunch. You probably didn't get bread. You probably got something chicken based. You probably got like chicken and a salad. You probably haven't eaten any bread today. You need to double the amount of bread that you've eaten today. So Anna, you've eaten 0 bread, so we eat 0 bread. Me, however, I've eaten an enchilada. Well, I guess tortilla is like a type of bread, so I need to eat twice the bread that I've eaten. Harry had 4 pieces of toast. I don't know. He spent like 20 minutes eating toast, and I was like, Harry, why did you spend so long eating toast? Apparently, he spent so long eating toast because he made toast, and then he ate it while he was making more toast. And I'm like, Harry, that still doesn't make any sense how it took you 20 minutes to eat what is apparently 4 slices of toast. I think Harry might have one of those toasters that has 4 slices of toast, but I don't think I've ever been in Harry's kitchen. Hi Anna, Editing Georgia here. So I've done some research into the amount of breads that people have eaten today, as per the interest that I garnered through talking myself about breads in my latest video. So here in column A we have a list of people, including average bread, and the amount of breads that person has eaten. Note how Radu has had a pasty because the group couldn't come to a conclusion on whether or not a pasty counted as breads, and if so, how many. So I've marked him in as pasty, so he is not taken into account as within the average breads calculation. The average breads calculation I'm using is just the Google Sheets function for averages, and then I go through columns B2 to B12. Okay, so if we highlight all of these columns, the people and if we highlight these, the people and columns, we can then insert a chart to see that the bar chart for the correlation between people and breads is that Harry, the Hizzard or the Wizard himself, highly above everyone else's bread consumption. Now if we make another using Google Sheets charting function, we can turn the amount of breads into some sort of pie chart, so we can see that his art has eaten 42.9% of the bread for my entire group of friends, with Abby taking up 14% and Enter the Bob taking up 14.3%. We can see that both Imogen and Anna appear nowhere on this pie chart of breads because they have both eaten 0 breads. Really, the best information that was drawn from this is that out of all my friends, the average bread that is eaten is 2.1 breads, and Harry takes up 42.9% of the amount of breads people are eating. So if someone who doesn't eat gluten was to we were to eat twice the amount of bread that we normally do, everybody on average should be eating 4.2 breads per day. Because if we take all of these. Hold on. Let me move this out. Grab this, move it. Let's call this column recommended breads. And then let's move C over a bit to make it like less gross. Okay. And then if we highlight this and use the function feature to, how do you sum? And then we take, how do you add like this plus this? So as we can see, Anna should eat 0 bread, and then if we drag this down, it should, yes. So as we can see, Anna, you can continue eating 0 bread, you good. Harry, start eating 18 breads a day. Helen should eat 2 pieces of bread per day, that's a decent amount of bread. My brother, Mr. Phillips, he should eat 4. Tom should eat 2. Emsley Bob should eat 6, that's like verging on slightly too many breads. Radu should eat #value exclamation mark amount of breads, and the average amount of bread we should all be eating is 4.2. Of course this makes sense because if we remove the decimal point between the 4 and the 2, it comes up with 42, which as we all know is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Thank you for watching this semi-conclusive evidence that we should all be eating double the amount of bread that we normally do. Apart from Harry, maybe you could do a cutting back on the bread. 22 slightly odd things that everyone on a gluten-free diet has had. This is an example of what I hate. Because some poor person who doesn't eat gluten, goes on to BuzzFeed, and they're like, oh, I don't eat gluten. 22 slightly odd things. There's one of that person, they've done 21 of these 22 slightly odd things. And they're like, oh, what if this is 22 things that everyone on a gluten-free diet's done? I must not be on a gluten-free diet. Don't worry, poor gluten-free man. Amy Rutter, she's just lying to you. You are fine with no gluten. You don't even think about it. You haven't eaten gluten in years. Amy Rutter, she's feeding you lies. Wake up, sheeple. Amy Rutter.